on YouTube just to tell you that we're going to have a Corleone talk where we can talk. Good evening and welcome. Chris Upton in the house. And welcome. I bet that surprised you. I bet you're all looking, where the hell is he coming from? He's on his YouTube account. And it's just starting to stream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start the account and let it run. There's a saying, put your money where your mouth is. If you're going to pay for something on the internet, you want a good service. If you don't get a good service, you're not going to stick with that person. It's as simple as that. All of a sudden, there's a lot of trainers out there trying to become internet dog trainers in all walks of dog training. I specialize in gun dog training. Tonight's YouTube live feed is going to be talking about, can you learn to train a dog over the internet? This is a subject that a lot of people are discussing at the moment. Some people say it's impossible, you can't train a dog over the internet. Tonight's live feed is going to be about the aspects of video footage, learning, educating yourself by watching the internet. But first you've got to find a trainer that is honest enough to give it you the way it really is, warts and all. That's what Chris Upton's been doing for 10 years. He's been an internet trainer because the trial world pushed him aside because he exposed some cheats down in sunny Cornwall, southwest. All I want to do is train my dogs, be happy, and train other people to have such a wonderful life that I've had. With success comes jealousy. Tonight, we're pushing the jealousy aside, pushing the haters aside. We're going to educate them. We're going to show them whether Chris Upton can train you over the internet. Your comments tonight matter. I'll be asking some questions. This is going to be a different setup. We're going to show them what we can do on Patreon. We're going to give them a glimpse of what we do on Patreon. It's all about sales these days, is it? It's all about gaining success, gaining what you want. If you gain success training your dog and following somebody on the internet, then you're going to follow them again, aren't you? If you don't gain success and you end up paying people lots of money, you'll be searching the internet for somebody else. The internet is a fantastic tool for educating people, but unfortunately it's also a dangerous tool because there's so many people out there pretending they are trainers when in fact they're not. Tonight, come in and debate with Chris Upton. Anybody's welcome. Don't be rude and we won't be rude to you. Simple as that. Thanks for watching. A young Labrador bitch in training. So just out in front of us we have a black plastic bag. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it. And the ball has fallen close to that bag. Now it's not to the end of the field where you keep training to begin with to push a dog back as far as you can. It's by the black bag. So no matter where you keep training to begin with to push a dog back as far as there's a saying, put your money where your mouth is. Good evening everybody, Chris Upton in the house. Can't see live feed, we've got problems, have we? Sorry, Susan? Right, if you could just leave you have to go out of the link that I sent in and just go into my YouTube channel and you should be able to see the live feed in there, everybody. Normal live feed? Normal YouTube. Don't go to the link that I put up because we were having problems with that. If you go over to... You're on now. So can they hear me?
Brett says hear you better. Okay now for Linda. Okay now. It looks like they can hear you.
Okay, so you can hear me now.
Back to the normal YouTube one.
Okay, so Webcam 1 we're on, that's all, input, so you can hear me clear. Everyone can hear me clear now, can they? I need to look at your feeds for a second. I think the gremlins are trying to get us. Right, what I wanted to do tonight, I wanted to come on and talk about...
Yeah, they're putting thumbs up now.
Brilliant. I wanted to come on and talk about this. So can you still hear me? I'm running blind here at the moment, unless I'm listening to myself on here. Somebody, a friend of mine, put this on their Facebook page today. Did anyone see it who's friends with this person? This person is actually in the picture with their dogs. And later on, we have a competition about this picture. But we're going to talk about this subject tonight. I've still got someone here saying they can't hear anything. Is that right? Or you can hear stuff now? Yes, I did. Sight and sound. Haven't seen it. No, you haven't seen it. Right. So that's Penny. We've had Penny on before. And she put that up on her Facebook site. And I thought it was a good subject to talk about. So I contacted her and asked her if I could share it. And she sent me some messages of why she wrote it. And she wrote it for a reason. Because she says that she's fed up with seeing people on the internet trying to give people advice on dogs, not gun dogs, not how I train, but how people just want to pick up free advice on the internet, and people are giving it out when they don't know the dogs and they don't know how to give correction, they don't know how to deal with aggressive dogs, whether it is aggressive, whether it's fear-based, and that's why audio is very quiet. Okay, let's see if we can put the audio up for you. Webcam 1. So I'm going up with the with the sound for the webcam 1 for you. I hope you can hear that. Is that better, everybody? Audio is very quiet. No, he needs to join the family. Come on then, because I'm watching your comments and I'm trying to work out whether you can hear. Is the audio better now? Hear you fine. There you go. So we'll get back on to what we were talking about, shall we? So, we're talking about, can you train a dog by internet training? Because let's read it. I'm tiring of seeing posts on my newsfeed for online dog training. I understand what she's saying. It can't be done. There's a statement in itself. You can't train dogs online. You can't give owners confidence. Now, can you or can you not? This is what you've got to tell me. Can you or can you not give dogs confidence? So
John Wilson says yes, you can.
Right. Because that's what you guys have to do. You guys and girls, you have to do this. You have to give us feedback on whether you can or whether you can't. Whether you can or whether you can't train dogs online. Because it's important to me. I've put up all those videos and so many people have tapped into them. I started this game 10 years ago. As simple as that. 10 years ago. And what I'm doing is I'm showing people how to train dogs.
Christopher Hartley says you have done it.
I've done it, exactly. Put your money where your mouth is. I've shown people how to train dogs, and that's important because to me, when I train dogs and train people, by watching back at your videos when you've had tuition, whether you've had tuition one-to-one or whether someone's critiqued the video on the internet, this is what our Patreon site's about. It's about, I don't think you can beat one-to-one, but I totally understand what Pen was saying. Pen was saying that she's talking more about pet people having problems with dogs and not knowing how to get over the problems, and people on the internet giving them advice. It's as simple as that. And so what I'm saying to you is,
it's impossible. You can't train a dog over the internet.
by watching people's videos, there was a program on last night, wasn't there, on the TV about somebody's dog having problems, and the guy who wears the cravat, we won't name him, the guy who wears the cravat. And what was he doing? He was teaching people by watching the TV what to do and how to get things right in the house. If you've got a dog doing exactly the same as that dog is doing, if you follow him, what he's showing you, you can get results, but you'll only get a certain amount of results. It's as simple as that. So what I wanted to do, I wanted you people on here, is actually
the people who follow me,
All I
the
want to
people
do
who are in
is
Patreon,
train my
the
dogs,
people who actually
be
are
happy,
getting results,
and train
to
other
tell
people
the people
to have
out there.
such a wonderful
You're
life
the people
that I
now
have.
who can leave those messages out
With
there for everyone to
success
listen to.
comes jealousy.
That's what this is about. This is
Tonight,
about you guys
we're pushing
giving feedback
the
about the
jealousy
way I
aside,
run my Patreon
pushing the
site.
haters aside.
Now, this video
We're
that
gonna
I've put up
educate.
here is
We're
to
gonna
actually
them
show you,
whether Chris Upton can train you
to actually
over the
show you
internet. Your
how we
comments
train
tonight
and
matter.
when we train. So, for instance, I can go across
I'll be asking some questions.
and flick through the video and show people more and more and more with the video. It's explaining what we do and how we get results in this video.
Pay for something on the internet,
Now,
you want a good service.
sometimes,
Yeah, Gary Merritt says there's other sound playing in the background.
yeah, the other sound in the background, I can turn the other sound down, but it's a video that I was trying to show you. So you should be able to hear the video now. Can you hear the video?
Your video stream has disappeared. Still have volume. Screen now has a photo of you and sound in the background.
But can you hear the video sound or not?
Yeah, they can still have volume, yeah.
Right.
There's a saying, put your money where your
So we're
mouth
playing the
is.
video for you,
If you're
and
gonna
as soon as
pay
it
for
comes
something
on,
the internet, you want a good service.
I'm going to be quiet.
If you don't get a good service, you're not going to stick with that person.
Chris, you've
Simple as
disappeared,
that.
right? So there's something wrong then.
All of a sudden,
So there you go then. So that's wrong. That's not worked. Everything I absolutely try and play with on here turns into a nightmare.
So you're back on the screen now.
Yeah, I'm back on the screen. So I don't understand why that's not worked, everybody.
More training to do.
More training to do on the internet. You're having to educate yourself on the internet. It's as simple as that. So
Michael McLaughlin Tech has gone seriously Pete Tong tonight. You're back.
tell me about it. Pete Tong tonight. So I'd actually spent an hour and a half editing these videos to put up for you people to see. That's what I'd actually done. I'd spent that long editing these videos for you people to see. And I now think to myself, what a waste of time that was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and just put up one video for a second and see if it will load and see if it will play. And the other day it played absolutely fine. So I don't understand why it didn't play, but we'll put that video on in a second and we'll play it and see if it comes on.
Michael McLaughlin, get your Quinn back up.
Get your Quinn back up.
Daniel.
I don't.
Quinn's present says, I'm sure you'll get there. You will.
I'll get there eventually. You know me, stubborn little bastard. That's what it is, stubborn little bastard. So I can see your questions, everyone, and we are on YouTube. At least that's working. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about. So if I went back to that again, look, I can see it. You can't see it. So it's not working properly here. Trust me. So I've just shared something on the screen and it's not come up. So what it was is a comment that Penn made. I'll just repeat it again. I'm tiring of seeing posts on my newsfeed for online dog training. It can't be done. You can't train dogs online. You can't give owners confidence online. Dog training is a in the moment thing, she says. Oh, you can see it now. You can actually see it. Right, okay, it's come up because it's like 15 it runs 15 seconds after me. See, so there you go. So you can see it now. So the competition, we'll throw the competition in there straight away. What we need to know, I've already told you that the silhouette is Penn, right? And we need to know the name of the dog in front. It's a 3-part question. So I've given you part 1. That's Penn. And the little dog, you need to guess the name of the little dog. If Sue sees that someone's guessed the name of the little dog, then what we'll do, we'll actually move on to question 2. And there is a squirrel skin for anybody who gets both questions right. So that'll keep you going, won't it? I'm training my working lurcher pup, 8 months old, using your gameplay methods and discipline, and so far it's working well. There you go, Liam. You need all the information in the videos to gain the correct training. Too many glossy videos showing the end products. That's exactly what I want. This is what I want from you guys. I want feedback. I want feedback from you people who've watched my videos over a long period of time or a short period of time. Have you gained knowledge and information? And some of you have been here, and we've already talked about the fact that it's nothing better than going one-to-one. But have you learnt much in the last 12 months with the Patreon site? That's what we're debating tonight. I actually might call somebody in a minute and surprise them. Peter Piper says, sorry he's late. That's 10 press-ups, Peter. Come on.
Peter Taylor says, I disagree. I'm training 2 dogs and don't think I would be anywhere near where I am at the moment without Chris Upton's advice and videos.
Very nice. That was very nice of...
Lee Summer says, I've learned from your videos for the past 2.5 years or more. I think you trained me and I've trained my dog.
And this is what it's about, because people are getting on the bandwagon and going on the internet and doing internet training and internet talking and podcasts, and I watch so much of it because I'm always hungry for more and more knowledge. But the thing is, I set up today, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually put a video up, right? I'm going to put a video up and I'm going to play it and see what happens. So I'm going to press this video and hopefully it should come on and play. So as I'm talking, it's going to be a couple of seconds behind. I'm watching the screen. There you go. So you see Wiz now. You see him in the rabbit hole. I've been putting up videos for 10 years, everybody. 10 years. Now, you should be able to just hear the Wiz in the background and me and my whistle.
Go, Rabbit, go,
and you
Rabbit.
should also be able to see, yes, it's on, without doubt. Your videos speak for themselves on the internet. Anybody can talk about it, but can they actually do it? Can they actually put these dogs in this situation that we're going to put them in, under pressure, under temptation? And this is what I wanted to show people. I wanted to debate with people whether you can or whether you can't get these dogs to do what we want them to do. It's really important. Daniel Quinn says, you're training your guidance and not missing anything out. I believe you can't, but only with warts and all, and no corner cutting. You know what Isla was like when I first came down to Cornwall. Now she is totally different. That's the whole point, everybody. That's the whole point about this. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether I'm critiquing your videos, right, or I'm giving you advice when you come down here for one-for-one. That's the important thing. That's the important thing. I need to be able to help people see by their mistakes. And I've been doing this so long, absolutely so long, that I've got that knowledge and that understanding. And with that knowledge and understanding, I can pass that on to you. So I started off 10 years ago clearing my good name because I got accused of beating and you know, being abusive to dogs, when that's not the case. But I've always stuck up for the point I use correction. What I want people to see out there is the fact that we can watch each other's videos, we can give input, you don't upset people, you treat people the way you'd like to be treated, but we do that in Patreon. And we're getting so many people saying, well, what's happening in Patreon? Why do I have to come over to Patreon when you had all your videos for free on YouTube? It's because people go out of their way to rubbish your good name. I decided to protect everybody in my group who train with me on Patreon, and also we get good debate on there. And with Corleone Talk, where it's our private group in Corleone Talk, we get good debate in there as well. And that way we don't upset everybody out there in the big wide world, because there's too many snowflakes, unfortunately. They're not open to debate. They don't want to debate. They want to talk about it on the internet. They want to tell everybody what they're doing wrong, but they don't put up their own videos. You can definitely train a dog to a very good stand by watching your videos and Patreon. Value for money in my eyes. Thank you very much, Christopher.
I mean, what you just said, Steve Pay said, the thing is, Chris, that we are prepared to change our mindsets to train our dogs.
Yeah.
The pet world don't want to and are just after a quick fix.
But I understand Penny's situation. She was talking in the fact of helping people with dogs with pet problems. It's a lot more complicated, because there could be a number of reasons where the majority of people who follow me just want to have a dog of a good standard. In this video I'm going to play now is a fine example of that, guys. It's a fine example, because what it does, it shows you the frustration of the handler. Watch the handler. This is going back 10 years when I first started off internet training and putting up videos on the internet. Great lad. I've known him for a long time. But his dog goes wrong and he gets frustrated. He gets frustrated because the dog's not listening to him, and she got confused. if you create confusion by overtraining too soon, and he got this dog to a very good standard. This is a lovely, lovely little bitch, a really nice bitch. So watch this video.
Send your dog.
As I'm talking, look, he lines it up nicely, sends it out, got plenty of drive. Look at the birds in the
Do
background.
not go in that cover.
Look at the birds
Push
in
her
the
back.
background. There, look. He now wants to push her back.
Push her back.
So I'm running slow here, so you're going to have to watch
Push
the
her
video
back. It's a blind.
and see, because I can actually watch the video with you. He's
Push her
pushing her
back.
back, and she's
Go on,
not
keep
going
going.
back. She's getting confused. And in a minute, you're going to see him go out there,
Don't lose your temper with her. No,
striding
stand
out
still.
there.
Start
and
again.
I had
Well
to
done.
tell him, no, keep cool. Don't lose your cool. Line the dog up again and send the dog again. So there you go, look. I stepped in
Now.
at the right moment, because
Now push her
frustration
back.
had stepped in, because he had 4 or 5 people
Lovely,
watching him
better.
at this point, and his
Back.
dog had gone wrong. And we were trying to give another lad who just started a demonstration with this dog
Get her out of
better
that
than
wood.
this, but the dog went wrong. And I think that some people
One
get a
more
little
cast.
bit flustered when we go out with other people and we train.
Wait,
And
wait.
that's what this is
Now.
all about, everyone. It's about
Now
bringing
back to
people
you.
together and educating them.
Well
It's
done.
not about
She's getting that
rubbishing them.
cover crop there, Steve,
And
on
that's
the
the
right hand
important
side.
thing when it comes to
You
training.
could lose her, and she
I
could be
find
right
that
through there. There'll be thousands of birds in there. That's the
Success
control
breeds
that we want
success.
you to have eventually.
And there is times to
You're
get out of the
asking
dog,
when do
but
I
if
blow the
dog's
stop whistle?
confused,
You don't blow the
you
stop
need to
whistle
not
for your
lose your
dog
cool
until
with
it's
the dog.
starting to listen to
So
you.
many people I've
and
seen over
starting
the
to
years
hunt
lose
to
their cool
begin
with the dog.
with.
If we don't talk about punishment and we don't talk about correction in the right way, then we're going to create a bigger problem, aren't we? Because that's what happens when you don't get it right. And I just love analysing things, and because I'm a geek, I'm a geek that loves training dogs and training people. It's as simple as that. You know that. It's the same as the situation with each client that comes here is different, and each dog that comes here is different, and you've got to pair them up together and get the best out of them. And if you don't get it right, you create confusion. But if you haven't got any idea of how to read a dog, because you've only been doing it 5 minutes, then all you are really is a dummy thrower. You're a person who organises dummy throwing. And that's what I'm trying to get across with these live feeds. So Penny comes on and says, Chris teaches specific things and the dogs are mostly not pets. Yes. That's going on quick. Yes, they may live indoors, but they are either Springer Spaniel, Cocker Spaniel or Labrador, trained to perform a task. So there you go. So I can agree to disagree with Pen on some things, but we agree on a lot of things because she has the same mindset about many things in training. She's not a gun dog trainer, but she understands why I train the way I train, and I understand what she put here in this sentence, what she's wrote and posted it on Facebook. But actually, it could be slightly misleading because it didn't really explain enough. And yet, if we did this, right, here we go. Hello. Good evening.
How are we?
How are you?
I'm very well.
So can everybody hear Pen? You have to tell me, Sue, because I can't see the comments. Can they hear Pen? So, Penny, can you explain why you put that up then? Brilliant.
Yeah,
I put it up because it was nothing, and it was nothing against you. It was for the whole thing on Facebook of all these trainers, predominantly force-free, positive-only trainers, and make these lovely pictures of these lovely little fluffy dogs and come and do online training. Do you have a dog that's reactive? Do you have a dog that chases things? Do you have a dog that lunges and pulls on lead? Come and do online dog training. I'm like, fuck all the way off. It pisses me off. Charging people money. If it was that easy, there'd be no dog trainers and you just go on YouTube.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have to sign up for those sorts of things, but it doesn't work.
Exactly.
It doesn't work. For the bog standard pet owner that is really struggling with the dog, usually with separation. Separation is one of the biggest things that people struggle with, and just basically teaching the dog to do nothing because it's all fucking licky mats, snuffle mats, stuff a Kong with fucking cheese and peanut butter. It's all that sort of thing that I really don't like. It's not about dog training and the charging people. So that's why I put the post up, because I'm sick to death of seeing it all the time.
Yeah.
It's not about it's just not about dog training. It's not. You can't do it online. Dog aggression, human aggression, all those things that people really struggle with. You need someone to show you. It's like when I come down to see you. I never knew a thing about bloody gun dogs. I wouldn't have been able to understand half the things that you say on your YouTube because I need to see it. I needed you to show me how to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. But I believe that we need to educate people, and the only way to put your work out there is to put your head above the parapet and put it out there. I'm saying to people, just because I use discipline, if you use the same discipline on your dog because you've watched my video with that particular dog, you could mess your dog up because each dog's different, Pen. So I didn't look at it as a negative, what you put up. I looked at it as a good controversial subject to actually talk about because
absolutely.
What it is, it's one of them subjects that other trainers won't address because they're only interested in bringing in the money.
Yes.
Bringing in the money, see?
And I know I've upset people by putting it on my page, but I just thought, I don't care. It's not, I mean, the things that most of the people that you have on your page, because I've been following you for ages now, they're logical people. They've bought themselves a Springer Spaniel or a Cocker Spaniel or a Sprocker or a Labrador to do a specific task. So they're already like-minded people, logical thinkers. Yes, they pay for Patreon, and I'm not against the Patreon. I think it's fantastic because you've got the right audience and it's targeted. You're not putting out there on the World Wide Web as a big sponsored advert to suck people in to come and train, this specific way. Your audience is to train a dog to do a specific task, and I'm all for that, and I'm not against Patreon. I think Patreon is fantastic, but when you get these random sponsored pages coming up all the time, it's just, I don't agree with it. You can't do it. Not when you've got, I mean, I went out to see a woman today, and she's got a puppy 5 months old, and she's struggling with the dog. I wrote it all down what she needs to do. Dead easy. Walk, feed, ignore. Put it in the crate. Bring it out. Toilet break. Bit of obedience training. Bit of handling. Put it back in the crate. Bring it out again. Walk. Ignore. Put it back in the crate. She hasn't done half of it. So now she's got a dog with separation anxiety that pisses all over the house.
Yep.
So, these are things that you can't teach somebody that online. You can't do it. She puts a fucking salt lamp on for the dog at night with the Alexa. I said, what are you doing that for? That doesn't say that on the notes. It said, put the dog in the crate, put the light out, and go to fucking bed.
Exactly, Ben.
I never said put Alexa on the fucking salt lamp.
But that's why I don't worry about these so-called fluffy gun dog trainers that everybody's positive only getting on the internet and saying I can train your dog positively because they're only interested in the fluffy people with no idea. They don't have a clue, so that it's easy money. Turn up, give them a kiss, put your arms around them, throw a few dummies, and send them home after charging them 40, 50 quid. It's just a rip-off. But if that's what that sort of people want to do, I'm not worried about them because I can't sell my soul to the devil and smile at people and they don't achieve nothing, because if you don't put the work in, and that's what I tell my Patreon people, it's about the commitment that you've got. I can show you what to do, but there's no quick fix instantly with majority of training. It's a matter of learning to understand the dog, and it's a deeper concept, and not everybody wants that. But the people in my Patreon tend to want that. They tend to want to. That's what it's about, see? So what I thought you put up, I made a comment on it because I wanted to create a bit of a interesting comment, debate between people. And I wanted them to think, well, what did Chris mean? Because I like to just put a question out there sometime or an answer, and they think, oh, what does he mean? But I think it's a great subject to talk about.
I put the reply, and I have to break it down into 3 lots on the YouTube because it wouldn't accept the whole message. But when you're teaching a dog to do specific tasks and you're only working with certain breeds and you've got logical people who really want to do the work, yes, I'm all for it, and especially with the Patreon. But when you get people who are absolutely desperate because the dog's fucking biting them or it's pissing everywhere or dragging it down the road and they broke their fucking shoulder, and then you've got these idiots going on Facebook, come and do online training with us, and you can stop your dog being reactive. It's fooling people.
Yeah.
It's fooling people. People are desperate. They need someone to go and do hands-on with them. That's what they need. You can't always do online dog training.
I mean, Jamie Penrith put up a feed this week saying that, you know, it's just doing his head in. People just throwing food and thinking that's going to cure the problems. You know, just flooding dogs with food. And it's just like they're just selling a false ideology that it's just being peddled by big organisations. It's being peddled by, we call panel judges now in the Gundog world. Why? Because they're quite happy to have them people sitting on their Chesterfield sofa drinking gin and tonics and taking lots of money off them. They're not really interested in the real side of helping people who generally want problems sorting out, because each dog's got problems and each handler's different. I mean, I'm actually just playing a video now where the handler goes wrong and I'm giving tuition.
The dog is hunting within range. You don't need
and
to
when
blow
the dog
whistle.
goes right, I tell him, well done.
And you're telling
And
me
he
you
has
couldn't
to
shoot
he
a
has to
bird
learn to
from 1
soak
foot
up
from the
that
side of you?
constructive criticism and go, yeah, I learned from that. I got my dog hunting tighter. I'm not using my hands all the time. My hands are in my pockets because we built him up to it. I can't give him 9,000 commands
better, Mark. He's
in
opened
one
up better.
video. He has to come to me on a regular basis to learn how to master a dog and get a dog to hunt really, really
John
well
Gane,
in the
though, isn't he,
beating
now?
line.
Send.
And the video I've actually put up is a guy who
Do that top bit there, Mark. That's where we had him last
started
week.
coming to the training class without his dog
Or in
for
the
2
week.
years, you know, because he was that dedicated. He never had a dog. Then he went out and bought a dog, and then he went on to his 4th dog by the time I've known him for 15 years. Then people start off as
Good.
clients,
That was
Pen,
nice.
and they become
You
friends
went in there without being
because
That's
we've
what
got
I'm
the
looking
similar
for.
interests. We used to travel together to competition. We used to train together. He used to come up every week without fail. Those
bring him
sorts of
back in.
people get better and better and better at handling
him up.
dogs. But you can
Chris,
still learn a
here,
lot
please.
by coming over to Patreon
two of you
and
hunting here.
having
You
what
got
we
birds
call the
underneath
warts and all, Pen, because
You got
I'm not
two
willing
of
to
you
put
here,
everything
as
up
if-
on
as if you're on the
YouTube.
beating line. Now,
I
this
did
is how the
that,
beating
and I took
line
so much
works.
backlash
You keep
for
the
it.
line straight,
I had
and
to
you
make a
move on.
decision to
Okay,
say,
so
how
I'm
can
gonna
I
be
take
videoing
this
both of them.
further forward with
Keep
everybody?
watching. When you're
And
ready.
that's why I asked for everybody's feedback, not to rubbish you, but to say whether they think that by following my videos and following me, has given them the insight into how to get a dog to a far better standard.
Absolutely, yeah. And like you say, Patreon is a very private thing. It's something that, people choose to go in there. They know what it's all about. They've probably already followed you for a while anyway. It's a very specific audience of people that know the dog training requires discipline. It doesn't matter whether that's across the board. It doesn't matter whether it's a pet dog or a working dog. Every single dog requires discipline. Because you can't say yes to everything. Sometimes you've got to say no, and that's discipline. And the dog has to understand it.
But
But these snowflake people with these stupid adverts all over Facebook, it drives me mad. It's fake.
yeah,
It's
it's
fake.
fake.
It shouldn't be like, I report them, and they come back to me. Sorry, Penelope. If you don't like it, just close out your news feed. I fucking report them all.
But
And they ask you why, because they ask you to submit why, and I'm like, it's false advertising. It's false advertising. You can't train a dog online.
But then you
can't train a dog with behavioural problems online.
But then you got that video Dale McCluskey put up, and he's had a load of bad feedback from it, and he's fighting like crazy to try and defend himself with a service dog,
In the supermarket.
with an American pit bull in a supermarket with that woman. It was terrible educational video, right? And I'm not rubbishing it in a nasty way. I'm critiquing what I saw and said, I'm sorry, but that's terrible. So we put that into Patreon. We talked about it. We didn't put it on the big wide world web and talk about it. But if that's the sort of people that I look at videos and think, people are being so misled with this rubbish.
Yes.
And he's been attacked by the purely positive side, service dogs. But do you honestly believe, after seeing some of that video, that dog should be a service dog?
No.
No, I don't.
It's very, it's actually, I didn't watch all of it 'cause
No.
it's painful.
Yeah.
But the dog looks quite a very compliant dog, because the way it was being pulled so tight on that choke chain, most dogs would have.
Yeah, reacted.
Yeah, 100%.
Come up the lead at him, yeah. But what happened is the dog was confused, wasn't it? It was compliant, but it was confused. And every time someone went past, the dog focused on them. And not being funny, if you went down an aisle in the supermarket like that and saw that dog and a woman struggling with it, you would back off, wouldn't you? That's not that's not what a service dog is supposed to be doing, is it?
I wouldn't have thought he'd be able to go in a supermarket to do training anyway. They must have let him in. Because you couldn't predict how that was going to end. That dog could have bitten somebody or or bitten them or knocked something over or done anything in that shop. I can't believe he actually was allowed in there to do dog training.
But the point of it is I wouldn't edit his video and put up just a bit where the dog looked very confused and looked in fear or confused, because I don't say it was overly cruel. It was just nagging the hell out the dog, and the dog wasn't understanding what he wanted. You could see it. The dog was not understanding the lesson that he was trying to teach.
The woman understand what
No.
he was trying to get her to do. I think the whole thing was terrible.
Yeah.
Have you got it up loud for pen on the phone, or use low? Because they're saying turn up pen.
I can't turn up pen anymore, everybody. I'm sorry, but that's as high as she can go. She's normally louder than that, but she's.
I know. I've got myself on speakerphone as well.
She's on speakerphone, so. So let me just say thanks so much, Pen, for coming on and explaining that. And I threw that.
Anytime.
That's really nice of you. And
I'm glad you made a comment on my post, because if it makes people think, then that's good.
that's it, Pen. That's it. That's what it's about.
I think what you're doing is cracking, and I love it. I'm in the group, aren't I? I'm always watching.
Yeah.
I think it's great, and I love it when people get something from it as well. It's brilliant.
Brilliant, Pen.
Really good.
Take it easy. Nice talking to you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
So there you go. That was the. I was going to say gorgeous. I can't say that. That could be sexist, couldn't it? That could be sexist. That could mean that some women aren't gorgeous and Pen's gorgeous. And then my wife might hit me on the head with a freaking bonk towel for saying it. I think she's so funny.
The lovely pen.
The lovely lady.
Who says it as it is.
Who says it as it is. So Sue says, see. So let's just have a look, everyone. Let's have a look at this one. It's all about the dog learning to go in the direction of the gun. So if you haven't got a gun and you're training people on the internet and you don't shoot over dogs, how can you class yourself as a gun dog trainer? How can you class yourself as a gun dog trainer? So literally you're watching the video 15 seconds after I'm watching it on the screen in front of me. So you might find the voiceover is slightly delayed. And what I'm saying is that dog should go in that straight line, but I should still be able to handle that dog if the dog came off that line. And what I've gone and done is I've gone and put a bird in the field up in the top corner, left the dog in the car, then got the dog out of the car, walked across there, fired into the field, and the dog is learning to go in the direction of the gun. Well, that's what you want from any rough shooting dog, and that's what you want from any competition dog. They go in the direction of the gun. And yet the way they train dogs for competition, and especially when we talk about driven shooting down here for competition for Labradors, some people have the dogs sitting looking at them, and say that the guns were out in that field, the dog wouldn't be watching the guns, but any dog that I've trained to pick up would be watching out in the field. There you go. So then we can go into so many things. So here we go, look, a friend of mine. And that one for some reason.
Here we have Tony dogging in.
There we go.
His dog.
Can you see that?
Pushing the bird back.
Oh, nothing moving there.
There's Boo Boo.
So see all the birds taking off? This is a 9-month-old dog. He's got no stop on this dog, but it had no drive. And what
Very
he's
young
doing,
dog,
he's
8
letting
months
that dog chase. Look at this bird coming down the track. Look at the dog coming
Bird
up
in
the
front
track.
of him, look.
Chase. There's the contact. There's the contact. We're teaching the dog. And what did the dog do? He ran back to Tony. Look. Didn't come all the way back. Should have come all the way back. But he's winding the dog up to get the drive into the dog, because this dog wasn't showing enough drive. Now he's doing this at 9 months old. Who did this dog end up?
Which is ideal place for young dogs. Young dogs to
I'm telling you,
get a bit of
this dog
experience
didn't
for the
have
first
enough drive,
time.
but once he'd done
Never been
this
on
for a
game
couple of
before,
times,
look, as in
the dog had enough drive. If
doing
anything,
this
he's
job.
taking in too
The
much
dog's
drive.
learning, look.
You can create
The dog's getting his
problems
head
if you
down
don't
and
know what you're
hunting.
doing.
And he come across a few birds
Each
and he'd
to
go
the
across the
road.
water.
I train with some people who've been to the
So the dog
championship.
can't
I
get
train
to
with
them.
people
Just gives young dogs
who
a
are
good...
A-panel judges, B-panel judges. I train with non-panel judges. At the end of the day, if they don't ask me for my advice, I don't give it. I only give my advice if you pay me and ask for it. If you
There's
want
Tony
my
limping
advice,
because
you
he's been
accept
dancing.
my constructive criticism.
2 days on the trot,
Because look where the dog's going now, look.
doing his Tina Turner
Is he too
impressions.
far away?
And
Not
the young
really.
dog,
Look,
dog
he's
going
chasing
after it.
birds, he's having fun.
And let the dog
He's
go,
taking
look.
him up the
You haven't got
gears.
to stop on this dog at the
How many
moment.
people
Just
do you
getting
know
encouraged to
would
hunt
be
him, look.
absolutely petrified of doing
And
it?
keen on hunting. Bit of swimming as
Wouldn't
well,
bother
look.
me, because I know how to get them back. But if a novice person did this with this dog at this age and didn't know how to get it back, they'd be in all sorts of trouble, wouldn't they? So that's what it's about. Training is about educating people, and educating people is what I want the training to be about. It's as simple as that. So going back to internet training, good old Tony Magic Hands. There you go. Earthbound doesn't. This is
not good unsupervised, which would be right.
There you go. Unsupervised, but it was supervised. It was controlled, and the dog wasn't clearing off 3 valleys away. And it's knowing when to put pressure on a dog, when to say to a dog, have some fun and chase, and knowing when to put the brakes on the dog. And when you allow a dog to chase, and when you allow a dog to have a little bit of drive and build that drive up, you better be able to put the stop on it. If you haven't put the stop, if you put the stop on it too soon, you'll suppress it. And this is what I've seen when I've been judging, whether it's been tests or trials. You see some dogs that it's like watching paint dry. They may be under control, they may be all around the handler's feet, but they're not really hunting. They never win competition, but they finish trials, but they never get anywhere. And they might go to 30 or 40 trials and finish a trial and think, that's wonderful, I finished the trial, I finished the trial. You've got to have a dog on the edge if you want to win, but it's got to be driven. It's got to be on the edge, but it's got to be under control as well. So there's a fine line between getting control and overtraining. And that's what you don't learn unless you come over to groups like we've got on Patreon, where we critique everybody's video. So let's ask a question then.
Can we just, because Ian Goltz waited long enough, he said,
Go on,
is
Ian.
the dog called Quinn?
Yes, the dog's called Quinn. And so I now want to know what the bitch is called. So you've got half a squirrel skin there, Ian. And if you've cheated, Ian, next time you come, you're running in the test, aren't you? You're running in the virtual test. We'll have you. We'll have you. You said, Chris, you're honest. You'd never do someone out of a win in a test. So, Sol, our field test secretary, stepped up to the plate this week, and he's running the test. And thank you so much for Patreon members, for so many of you have entered. It should be absolutely fun. I've put my little bit of piece in. I've not tried to dictate. I've tried to say, in my opinion, if you've got 2 or 3 dogs, you should be able to run 2 or 3 dogs. It's a bit of fun. It's a bit of rivalry. There's prizes, and there's prizes, bigger prizes than the test prizes, trust me. But we've got a lot of like-minded people who want to have a go, and it's about having fun, but it's about learning as well, because we're going to put up your videos, we're going to pick out the winners, and we're going to talk through your videos on Patreon and where you could have improved a little bit and what we could have done to improve it. And there's no point in coming over to Patreon if you're a snowflake. It's as simple as that. All snowflakes, you just go back to where you came from and deal with the people that you deal with, because you've got to have a little bit of backbone if you come over to Patreon, because Chris Upton will critique your videos if you ask him. If you don't ask him and you put up videos, I'll just let him run. I don't need to critique everybody's video. But if you say to me, I've sent you a video, Chris, can you critique it? And you're on Patreon, that's my job. That's my job. My job is to be totally honest with you and show you where your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And I'm telling you what we're going to do with these videos. We could, and we're going to talk about it in the group, we could put up the videos of the winners and actually show them to the outside world of the standard of your training, because I am proud of what you have achieved, some of you people, by watching your videos over the last year. I think the standard of your training has improved vastly, and I know that from some people who've been down here, and some people who have put up videos in the past to me and said, what am I doing right, what am I doing wrong? And so, can you train that dog using the video internet? Yes, you can, to a certain extent. So I totally agree with Penny and her statement, what she did there. I thought it was really good. Really, it's one of them questions. It's one of them things that make you question things and make you debate things. So we've got the dog up front, the dog's name up front, and I don't know how the hell Ian remembered that dog, but that she did put a video about that dog. Now we want the dog's name in the background. So if you get that one, Ian, you've won yourself a squirrel skin. Now we'll see if he's cheated.
Paul Jarvis said it was brilliant the way you did Michelle's video critique on that then.
Yeah, and that's the point, Paul. That's what we want to do. And if we put everything on YouTube, what we've done in the last year, I'll be back up to 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers again. But we've not gone in that direction this time because of I've had so much good feedback. It's fantastic. I have such a following. It's unbelievable. And I'm not forcing people to come over to Patreon. What I'm saying is it's there if you want it, and it's affordable to anybody in tier 1, in my opinion. If you want to learn, it's the price of a couple of coffees a week. If 2 coffees a week, isn't it? If you went and had a coffee, I mean,
the coffee, yeah.
it shocked me the other day. Susan, Ian Gaunt's having a guess here. I've just answered Bella. No, you're wrong, Ian. That's you at the competition. Oh no, you can have another guess if you want. If anybody asks Pen what her 2 dogs are called, I'll find out. I'll tell you what, you'll be on the naughty step for freaking 3 days. Sexy Pen, says Matthew Cloud. Stop it, Matthew. It's a no-brainer for anyone who is serious about training. And that's what I think about it. Will there be a prize for a dog that gets to the fall of the dummy launcher and never comes back? I win hands down. It was great to have Soul in the house the other night and actually talking about it. I want to leave it for him to get on with. Once somebody's offered, well, we pushed him a little bit, didn't we? But he's taken it up and I think he's running with it. I want to thank Daniel for getting involved in helping him with the sorting it outside. I want to keep back a little bit. If they ask me questions, I'm asking my opinion. A beasting for cheating. There you go. He'd love it. He'd absolutely love it. He would. So I want to keep out of that, but then I'll get involved once you all put the videos up. And I think what they're going to do now, instead of putting it on to Vimeo and make it confusing, because some people haven't got access to put it on Vimeo and all that sort of stuff, I think what they're going to do is open a link up in Corleone Talk, and everybody throws their hunting video into that link. And all you do is open it up like you're going to chat, and you press the camera, and then you just download your 3-minute video onto there, and then everybody can watch each other's videos rather than me being sent to me, or some people would have access and some people wouldn't. So it's a bit of fun, and then we're adding to it on for like Soul keeps going on about It's a Knockout. He loves It's a Knockout. He wants me to be Eddie Waring and do the commentary on the last video, and the last video is going to be nothing but a fun video. And I'll tell you what you're going to be doing, and you don't have to do it, but it's bonus point. The last video, we're chucking in an extra video that you can get bonus points on, and your dog has to be in fancy dress, or you have to be in fancy dress. Where is Corleone Talk, says Matthew Cloud. Well, unfortunately, Matthew Cloud, you've got to join Patreon for the minimum payment, and then if you're on Facebook, then you get added to a private group where there's all like-minded people who all help each other with their videos and critique those videos. I'll tell you what. Ian Gaunt, you got no chance.
Give up.
You got no chance. You bloody sneaky bugger. How about we caught a cheat in the house? He thinks he's pulling a fast one. He's a bugger, isn't he, eh? Honestly. Pen, I really want a squirrel skin. What's your dog's called, please?
Matthew Close says, I'm a member, I've been from the start, but is he on Facebook?
Well, if you're on Facebook, if I think Chris is in here, Chris Duval's in here. If you could see if Matthew Cloud, if he's on Facebook, could you then add him to Corleone Talk? I've been a member from the start. Ian, you cheeky bugger. He knew it though. He said, let me wind him up. So what we're going to do, I don't know if people want to go over to Corleone Talk. We've got to have 10 bollocks in a row if you want to go over to Corleone Talk at the end of this. Yeah, I bet he did send her a topless photo for the answers. Or those tight pants. Those tight pants. He's going through his little black book, yeah. So, like I said, if you want to go over to Corleone Talk, it's up to you people. You people tonight, you decide. I'm easy. You might want to sit down and watch Meghan Markle and her husband debate with Ian Wright, innit?
Chris said you'll sort it now.
Well, cheers, Chris. Thanks a lot. I have had a few other people. Matt.
Yeah, he's Matt. It's Matt Cloud.
It's Matt Cloud. That's why we probably couldn't find it. No problem at all, Daniel. No problem at all, mate. He's on a promise. He's on an early start, look. Okay, so we'll go over to Corleone Talk. So this is, I know it started off wrong on here, everybody, and I don't know why. I don't know why it started off wrong.
They were getting a lot of echo as well on some of when you're putting the videos up as well.
Right, that's probably because I've turned the volume up of the videos. I'll try one more and just see what happens, shall we? I'll try one more video for you and just see what happens.
Matthew Cloud says he's crap at technical stuff. Join the queue.
Join the clue, Sue said. Do you know? Do you know what they're like? They do this to me on a regular basis. You know, they do this to me on a regular basis. Because I'm dyslexic, it takes me a little while to work out a new package that comes on.
Well, Daniel Quinn says it's great though to see you put a video on while live on YouTube. There you go.
Right. So what I'm saying is I'm now going to turn the audio down on Media 1 because sometimes you don't even need the volume on that. Media 1, webcam 1, Media 1, yeah. So I've done that. So I'll go back to stream again. Inputs, stream, Media 1. Right. So what I'm saying is I can drag videos from my computer desktop. So I can put the videos in there and then we can critique them. So this makes it work better for us we're going to link this to Corleone Talk. So what will happen is someone will send me a video. I'll be able to put it over to Corleone Talk. We'll be able to talk about it and then we'll be able to watch the video back and see people's mistakes. And that's how people learn, by watching people's mistakes. It's all about learning from your own mistakes. And how many people have said, I can't believe how brilliant it is since I've bought myself a GoPro or I've videoed myself. I can see where I'm going wrong. I can see exactly what you're saying, Chris. Well, I can't give you advice easily if you just ask me questions. But if you show me a video, because it's visual, I can read what's going wrong. So let's look at this video here, for instance. Look. So this dog, this dog's come up now, look, and this guy's hunting this dog. This was a quality little dog, but he put too much pressure on the dog. But this guy thought he knew it all. That's not being nasty. We're all different. This guy, within 5 minutes of being in the game, thought he knew it all. Now what happens here is I see a bird in front of us and he's trying to keep the dog tight like trial people do, look. And yet I've seen the bird. I want to put that dog on that bird to teach that dog something. I want to watch that dog take the line of that bird. Watch it. Watch it. He doesn't even read it. I'm reading it and I'm telling him what to do. Look. There. And off goes the bird. The dog stopped nicely and cast it off again. And guess what it does? It gets on another line of another bird. He doesn't read it. I read it. There you go. Because he's novice-y and I've got the experience. And yet I tell him what to do and he gets all flustered and doesn't want to play the game. Wants to throw his toys out the pram. So it's knowing how to deal with each person, isn't it? Each person is different. It's knowing how to deal. It's knowing how to deal with each person. And that's what the video does for us. It gives you an insight into how the person reacts with the dog, whether they're too hard. There was another video that he was hunting the dog. And like I say, I put up this video for you all to see. Now, I'm now going to turn down my audio on my camera, webcam 1. So I'm going to turn that down. I'm going to put that over for me to listen to. But I'm going to turn it up on audio 1. Turn it down.
Not the table caller says, was he walking a bit too fast as well?
Yeah, he was walking a bit too fast. Well spotted. But I don't know if you can hear me.
People are discussing at the moment. Some people say it's impossible. You can't train a dog over the internet. Tonight's live feed.
Type, can you hear the video? So can you say to them, can you hear the video? Or can you hear Chris?
Learning, educating yourself by watching the internet. First, you've got to find a trainer that is honest enough to give you the way it really is, warts and all. That's what Chris Upton's been doing for 10 years.
You can't hear it, no problem.
Internet trainer.
So what I'll do is I'll go back into there. Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear me now.
No, can't hear you. No.
They should.
Hear Chris, not video.
They should be able to hear me.
And no vid yet. Can't hear Chris. Hear Chris.
They can hear me now. Yeah. So it's a matter of sorting out this audio. That's all. So I can actually hear myself now.
They got the echo again.
You shouldn't have the echo now. Yeah. Can you hear the echo now?
Well, our phones, yes. Not the tail got yes. Okay. Well, then Martin Quinn says okay now. Worse echo. John Wilson.
Worse echo now.
Echo sounds like you're the Wizard of Oz. Yes. Echo.
Well, if that's the echo, I don't know what the hell's going on now then. Well done. It should be better now, everybody. Getting it better. I think I had headphones on. Is that better? Can you hear me? You broke the internet. Can't hear you. Never mind. On output webcam 1, you should be able to hear me. Is that better? No sound. Well, I don't know what the hell's happening.
It's got a technical term. It's booked.
There you go. Chris, no sound.
Sound low.
But now, is the sound better now, everybody? Give up, mate. No sound. No sound.
Good service, you're not going to stick with that person. It's as simple as that. All of a sudden, there's a lot of trainers out there trying to become internet dog trainers in all walks of dog training.
no sound.
All the while, it'll be like the bollocks to all of you. Good night, and God bless America. I give in.
Video, but no